homies, Fragment here. Welcome to another fragrance review video. Before we get this video started, I'd really like to apologize for being late on another video. I'm sure y'all know, when you're working full-time, school basically full-time, life comes at you fast and it gets really hard to keep up with everything that you're working on. So I really apologize for that. It's just been a wild week and a half, I think. It's been really busy, more responsibilities, but still working really hard and really trying to get these videos out for y'all. So I really apologize about that, but I promise I got a good one for y'all today, because in that time frame, I've been testing out a fragrance that's, been pretty popular, I think. Been talked about a lot, and I'm kind of on the train a little late. And that fragrance is Tom Ford Ombre Leather Parfum, which is actually my first ever ombre leather, which obviously there's the EDP version, which I will touch on that in a bit. I don't own it, but I have first-hand experience on it. But before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe and let me know what fragrance you want me to review, what new stuff's coming out, which you want me to check out, test out, get my nose on. Please let me know, guys. Y'all are awesome. Keep commenting, keep letting me know. Please like the video. It helps a ton. But with that, let's get into this video. So start off by saying this is, like I said earlier, my first Tom Ford Ombre Leather fragrance. Fun fact, I did go to the store initially expecting to buy this one. This is the one I had my mind set on, but I was like, okay, I never smelled ombre leather. I'm gonna try it and kind of see which one I kind of lean towards. And I've seen this in a lot of review videos, which is weird about this fragrance is that it's actually lighter than the EDP. Somehow, some way, a fragrance that's supposed to have more oils, more concentrated, is actually a lighter smelling fragrance, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. Let me know if you guys know any fragrances like that. But in this case, I've never smelled a parfum concentration that is just so airy compared to the original being in Eau de Parfum. So I think I ended up leaning towards this one because leather is not my favorite fragrance note. It's not something I've really gravitated towards per se. I have some fragrances back there that have leather in them, but they're not the focal point of the fragrance. So this is my first focal point leather fragrance. And 2 words, it's great. I actually really like it. It's literally what I would be looking for leather fragrance, which obviously it smells like leather, but it's not like stabbing you through the brain, through the nose, making you just smell like an old man or old woman. These are unisex, but they're just not. I just don't really like strong leather. I don't know why. It's so weird. I know a lot of guys like that. A lot of women like it too. My girlfriend loves this one, but I just fell for this one because of that aspect and not being there, which is it's not heavy on the leather, but it is a leather forward fragrance. But before we get into the notes stuff, let's look at the bottle. This is a really slick bottle. It takes that old matte black style of the Eau de Parfum and just adds a white labeling to it, which actually I don't know if this is leather or not. I keep rubbing it. It feels like it might be some kind of leather piece or something. It's not glass or metal, whatever the heck this bottle is. It's got a nice semi-heavy cap. I mean, it slides in, it doesn't snap in, but it holds pretty well. Don't forget about the cap. My batch code is B41. Yeah, I mean, I think I love the presentation. Let's look at the atomizer real quick. Pretty narrow atomizer, not bad. Oh, it smells so good. So let's go to the notes real quick. Got these on my phone as usual. So this is from Fragrantica. We got top notes of violet leaf and cedar, middle notes of jasmine and sambac, and orris, and base notes of leather, woody notes, and tobacco. So the comparisons between the EDP and the Parfum, I believe the EDP has a raspberry note, which is not present in this fragrance, which is odd because I felt like that's really what, besides the leather, the natural smelling leather, made that fragrance very interesting, because raspberry is not a very common fragrance note that I know of. Excuse me. But right off the top, violet leaf and leather, very pronounced. Obviously the leather is going to be pronounced. It's literally called ombre leather, but the violet leaf is very strong. So if you don't like violet leaf, I don't think you're going to like this one. It's definitely one of those polarizing notes of whether either you like it or you don't. That's just how it is. I personally do enjoy it. It's definitely an interesting note in my opinion. It smells very different than what most kind of fresh fragrances smell like, because it's usually a fresh note. It is not usually, it is a fresh note, and it works really well with this. And I'm starting to wonder if that's why this is so light, because I mean, obviously you have the jasmine, which just adds to that floral component, but you also have the base of leather, woody notes, and tobacco, but it's still so light. And I know I keep saying that, I'm trying to get that point across. You need to smell this one next to the Eau de Parfum to see what I'm talking about, to see what every fragrance reviewer is talking about. It is so freaking weird, and I don't know why it smells like that. It drives me nuts thinking about it, but I really like this fragrance. I think it is more casual, to put it in a single word. It's more casual than the Eau de Parfum. I think this will appeal to a wider variety of people in general. I mean, people like me. I mean, I never would have thought I would have had a leather-centric fragrance like this. And when I found out there's a Parfum, I was like, oh, it's going to be strong. I'm not going to like it, blah, blah, blah. And then I got it, and it ends up being like the perfect leather scent for me. Definitely worth it in my opinion. The price for this is about $160 for this little 50 ml. So the price point kind of sucks. It's Tom Ford. I mean, you're paying for branding, obviously. It's still technically a designer, but I still I've been kind of back and forth on it being niche or designer. Right now, where I'm at, I think I'd put it at like high-end designer with the likes of like Dior and Chanel. At least the signature line. The private blend line, I would say, is niche, 100% niche. But I mean, that's an argument. You know, you can play devil's advocate and give a good reason why it's not, because obviously Tom Ford makes clothes, not just fragrances. But that is pretty much all I have to say. This is a great scent. I definitely think it's worth you checking out and seeing if it really jives with you, especially with the colder months kind of rolling in. You'll have to decide for yourself if you prefer the lighter version or the darker version of Ombre Leather. Personally, I'm the lighter version guy, but I know a lot of y'all will still love the EDP. They're both very strong, as far as I know. If this is strong in a Parfum, which, speaking of which, it's got like a 10-hour lasting power, which is awesome. I mean, freaking love that. I mean, I pay so much for it. I would hope it would last a long time. But I imagine the EDP is about the same or even stronger because of the scent profile and how it really projects. But yeah, that is going to be the end of this video. Again, I am so sorry I've been gone for so long. You know, life comes at you fast and things come up, and you just have to, you know, decide what you're going to prioritize. As much as I love YouTube, I have work, school, love life. Y'all know how it goes. So I'm trying my hardest to get these videos out for y'all. But please check them out still when they come out. Thank you so much for watching. And that'll be the end of this video. Hugh Fragman, out.